in case you guys don't know, coffee spelled backwards is EFOC. And I forgot the rest of the joke, but we're talking about the Jeffrey Epstein client list today. And, you know, for Jeffrey Epstein, I wonder when he's going to get dethroned. He's kind of like the reference point for the worst pedophile of all time. And I don't know if there will be a point where he gets dethroned or there's like a challenger, or it's like in Super Smash Brothers when there's a new hero, a challenger's approaching. I don't know when that's going to happen, but when it does, it's going to be a bad thing for sure. But I don't know why Jeffrey Epstein is getting so much hate for things that we've literally all done. Like, we've all done trafficking. Who hasn't trafficked a few people? Like, you know, it's kind of something that you do. You look at yourself, you're like, you know, I won't do that again. And then, whoopsies, did it again, trafficked some more people. It happens to the best of us. And, you know, we're talking about the Epstein client list being released. And I'm actually not supportive of this because, you know, my name's in there. And I wouldn't want the Epstein client list to get released because it's just, like, embarrassing. You know, it's like, okay, guys, you got me. So, yeah. But anyway, CoffeeZilla, that's kind of an interesting segue. He's not part of the Epstein files, but he did talk about it. He talked about the fact that over 9 years, this is 9 minutes, not 9 years. In 9 minutes, he talks about how the story regarding the Epstein files and its release has been changing, and I don't like that. Obviously, jokes aside, this person was a monster and should get exposed, and the things that he did should be known by most people. So, why are we not knowing about this? Why is the government hiding it? I don't know. But let's take a look at this. The story keeps changing.
This is a montage of the changing stories on Jeffrey Epstein. Enjoy.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
You know, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure? That's the person, let's say, is like...
Chat, was Epstein Mossad? I don't got that kind of ball knowledge, to be honest. I haven't looked into it, and I should. I should look into Jeffrey Epstein, and I want to learn more about him. But frankly, it would be a whole lot easier if I could just learn from the files that would get released, right? Like, I don't like having to go on Rumble page 536 to find a fucking video of some guy explaining this stuff. I mean, okay, maybe there's more mainstream stuff about it, and if there is, link it to me. I'll watch it in my free time. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's the government's responsibility to protect the people who it serves, and a good way of doing that is to say, hey, you know, we're not actually a complete corrupt entity like everyone believes we are, and the proof of this is that we're going to release the Epstein files that people are demanding get released.
I'm absolutely sure of that. His
he
plane
was
and that
with Israeli intelligence. Interesting.
Island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes so much sense. There are a lot of people.
I also have seen Elon, and this could be just him, you know, suffering the post-breakup sadness from Trump, but the amount of tweeting that Elon's been doing about Trump's association with the Epstein files makes me scratch my head a little bit. Is it really the fact that Big T was written in a few of those pages? Is that why we're not getting them? Trump, what have you been up to, bro? Let's talk about it, okay? Trump, listen, you're in the office now, okay? You can't run again, and, you know, just cards on the table, buddy. You know, what's good? You know, what was on that island? You know, we can talk about it. Let's have a discussion.
Who are knee deep in the...
Elon is a fucking dork. Well, whether he's a dork or not doesn't change the fact that he has a suspicion and he's pressing the emergency meeting button. Okay? He's saying, let's vote kick Donald Trump. Let's vote kick the orange. Let's vote kick orange. I'm retarded in real life.
Washington's a swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it.
Who says Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore? Why would you ever phrase the death of a pedophile in the same way that you would talk about, like, the lost life of a precious family pet? You know, Sparky ran in front of a car. He's not with us anymore. Jeffrey Epstein touched children on an island. He's not with us anymore. It's just like, I feel like the tonality there is a little bit, no bueno.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
He's not with us. He's not with us. He's fucking dead, okay? He's dead and he's not coming back, and that's a good thing. Let's not talk about this with words that can be construed in a way that actually kind of gives him a little bit of sympathy.
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah. Yeah.
He would. So when is he going to do that? Yo, Donald, what's good, bro?
I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you know, you don't know.
What does that mean? I would do that less so? So he's going to do it, but he's less so going to do it. Brother, like, Donald, like, here's the thing, right? Is like, if I feel like, oh my God, like, okay, I want to defend Trump because, like, I like some of the stuff he's done, but then there's just like this, and it's just like, brother, like, you're not making it easy. You feel me?
You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff.
There's a lot of phony stuff in there, brother. What are you talking about?
With that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It would be interesting to find out what happened there because that was a weird situation and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein case. I have worked on this for years, trying to...
Trump is compromised like all of our important politicians by a certain foreign country, just another grifter. Really? I mean, at the end of the day, like, how much Trump has sold out is something that I wish I knew, but... People have their theories, and I'll tell you this. When I see that he's failing to answer a very simple yes or no question without adding all these qualifiers, it makes me a little unnerved, okay? Because this guy is supposedly the GOAT, and I don't like when the GOAT doesn't do things that make me feel like he's the GOAT.
There, because that was a weird situation, and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein case. I have worked on this for years, trying to get those records of who flew on Epstein's plane and who helped him build this international human trafficking ring.
Absolutely, Senator. Child trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
Release the list.
Brother, hold on.
In the United States of America, and I will do everything. Child trafficking.
Human trafficking ring.
Absolutely, Senator. Child trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do...
Thank you, FBI Director Kash Patel, for allowing us the certainty that the United States is not... We don't do that here, okay? If you want to rape and kill, go to another country, okay? We don't do that. This is the USA, okay? Raping and trafficking children is a big no-no in the US of A.
Everything...
Why does he talk like this?
If confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
JD Vance 1 month before the election. Okay, you know, when people say that politicians are... First of all, holy shit. How did no one point out the fact that Theo Von has Capri Sun themed shoes in the back? That is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. What's not so cool is the Epstein Island. Now, moving on from that, JD Vance saying that before the election, he would release the Epstein files, and then that not being done so far. I mean, isn't that like kind of like a day one sort of action item? Like, how hard could it possibly be? You know, like, or what are they fucking running it through Grammarly? Like, I don't understand how hard it is to take a thing that exists and then just show it to people. Like, what? Are you worried that it's gonna flop and not get views? I promise you it will, okay? It'll be #1 on trending. I don't understand. Like, the only thing that I truly can believe as the thing that's stopping them from doing this is the fact that it shows that certain people that they don't want it to incriminate, it incriminates.
That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the...
This might be the closest thing in history we've had to being edged by the government. We are literally getting edged by the government. And that to me is disturbing. It's on my desk. Maybe you'll see it. The Epstein files are sitting on my desk. You want to see them? Well, if you want to see them, then, I mean, you have to be following, okay? You have to be subscribed. And, you know, you got to make sure that you comment the keyword. Keyword Keywords Epstein. It's that simple.
The Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected.
Jeffrey Epstein had 200 victims. That is like the quantity of fucking preschoolers in a single preschool. That's actually, I'm not even going to joke about that, unfathomable, right? 200 people. This is one person, one individual, right? This is not some group of people like the cartel where they've got an entire operation and there's trafficking and lots of bad stuff that happens. It's just one guy, right? He himself has one of the most disgusting stat lines I've ever seen.
Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
Someone says, I don't even know 100 people, bro. Yeah, I mean, man, 200 fucking people. Can we even, brother, we have 23 people watching on Kick right now. Imagine if I had 200 viewers and then I flew every single one of you out to an island and then molested you. I probably wouldn't get that many Kick subs.
Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking.
Did this motherfucker Piers Morgan just ask if the release of a document that would incriminate large, let's just call them very famous people, would the release of that be shocking? Oh, I don't know, Piers. No. I mean, I'm sure people would brush past that, like the Daily Wordle. Oh, I forgot to do the Wordle. Whoops, okay, whatever. Brother, that would be history. It would be history, Piers. Talking about, would it be shocking? I don't know, Piers. Would it be shocking? How does he have a job?
That there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable.
Flight logs tied to accused trafficker Jeffrey Epstein have been released to some conservative political commentators. They walked out of the White House holding binders labeled the Epstein files.
There was an expectation that this was going to be bigger. You had the same expectation.
We all did. And the FBI handed over a couple hundred pages of documents.
I'm not going to get too schizo, but the Attorney General Pam Bondi, I believe it was her, may have been somebody else, who spoke at the White House regarding an update about the situation. And this is so schizo. She took off her cross necklace when she was talking about this. So basically people are theorizing on schizo Twitter that because of that, she is lying. And because the real truth about Epstein is not being told. And I don't know if that's true. It's interesting. I can't lie and say that I totally don't believe that that's a possibility because, you know, I mean, this is totally a cover-up by the most powerful people, right?
But, you know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get
this fucking image, dude. This fucking image is going to be around for the next, like, infinity years. This is his legacy, is this JPEG. Epstein.jpg.
Everything, and a source had told me where the documents were being kept. Southern District of New York, shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m. Thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course. And, you know, we're going to go through it as fast as we can, but go through it very cautiously to protect all the victims of Epstein.
Now, is that...
Hold on a second. Did she just say now that we have Cash here, it's going to be like, what did he say?
Game changer, of course.
It's a game changer. I believe that this Cash guy, who is an alleged game changer, I don't know if this was after or before she said this, was on Joe Rogan and literally said that he believes Epstein didn't kill himself and that it's like a giant nothing burger. His death was a nothing burger. Cash Patel, brother, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't believe you. I just do not believe you, and I think that just saying that it's a nothing burger is completely against everything that you were hyping this up to be months before you went on JRE, okay? And I've always thought about this, bro. I mean, is there something that like just like no one knows about, that like when you get into power, you have to just like sacrifice all your beliefs and your suspicions and just literally sell your soul to the establishment? Is like that is that just how it works? That's how I imagine it works, you know? But like the Joe Rogan Experience as a podcast, I know that he personally is not censoring people. I don't think he has a specific agenda that he wants to push. You know, it's not like when you get into the studio with him, he pulls down his pants and offers you the Joe Rogan Experience and then says, okay, now you're going to say what I want you to say on my podcast. I don't think that's what happens. But it seems to be that when people are given a position of power in the government, they sort of fall in line on particular issues in a way that is almost fucking, it seems like a theater. Like it's performed. It seems like all of a sudden people with these ferocious, roaring ideas are all of a sudden dropping everything that they believed and were telling people they believed to fall in line like the same person before them. And I don't like that, you know? And so is there some sort of like ritual that happens when you become president or get into a position of power? I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, it makes me believe some of the shit that I'm seeing. Like I'm not schizo, but at a certain point, like I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like seriously, what's happened? How does Trump go from saying, yeah, this is going to be released, and then I'm sure he's going to CoffeeZilla play the clip where Trump recently is literally saying like, oh, you know, there's a recent flood in Texas. Why does anyone care about Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, I feel like that's just such a dismissive way to look at a very ongoing and something that people have been asking about for forever, you know? It's like asking us to fucking drop it. Really, Trump? Drop it. Really, brother? I strongly believe it was a covert mission in conjunction with the government to collect blackmail that Trump wasn't privy to prior to office. Maybe. At this point, all I can say is maybe, because we don't know shit, because we are treated like fucking nothing.
And, you know, we're going to go through it as fast as we can, but go through it very cautiously to protect all the victims of Epstein.
Now, is that the only thing that would be redacted? Will everything else be made public?
It's always about protecting the victim. But you know what? We believe in transparency, and America has the right to know.
What we know is that this was a large network of high-profile, high-dollar predators who abused untold numbers of minors. Only one person has been prosecuted for these crimes, and that is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, his shoddy waffles? Yeah. No, that makes sense. She's fucked.
If there was a video.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Cash Patel after becoming the FBI director. This is a Joe Rogan clip.
Some guy or gal committing felonies on an island, and I'm in charge. Don't you think you'd see it?
If you have access to it.
If I have it. Period.
Right.
If I have it.
Right. If you have it.
Right.
But you can't say that you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
So far.
That's bullshit. Like, that is such a fucking obvious lie. This guy is fucking lying, and it's a, trust me, we're giving it to you. You're fucking lying. You are fucking lying, and it is so obvious. What am I gonna say? What am I supposed to say? Oh, this makes sense. A ultra wealthy, Epstein was a billionaire, right? An ultra wealthy billionaire tied to large influential political figures who were complicit in one of the most notorious, infamous sex trafficking rings in the history of the human race. And this was well documented and known about for a long time by insiders and people who are probably still in positions of power. We just don't have the stuff to give you on this. Shut the fuck up.
That you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
Brother, you got a mic in front of your face. Speak the goddamn truth. We got the same microphone, Shure SM7B.
So far.
Everything we have so far.
Look up how Epstein became a billionaire after this vid. I mean, we can probably just jump into it right now. I mean, how did he become a billionaire? How did Epstein become a billionaire? I'm using the AI brief summary, so maybe it's flawed. Jeffrey Epstein accumulated significant wealth through his career as a financier, primarily as a money manager for extremely wealthy individuals. Here's a breakdown of the key factors contributing to his financial success. Early career at Bear Stearns. He began working at Bear Stearns as a junior assistant in 1976 and quickly rose to become an options trader, advising some of the firm's wealthiest clients. And then we have next bullet point, focus on billionaire clients. After leaving Bear Stearns in 1981, he established his own firm, J. Epstein and Company, later the Financial Trust Company, which claimed to serve only clients with assets exceeding $1 billion. This exclusive focus allowed him to command high fees for his service. Managing Leslie Wexner's wealth. A significant portion of Epstein's wealth came from managing the fortune of Leslie Wexner, the founder of L Brands, owner of Victoria's Secret, among other brands. Wexner granted Epstein full power of attorney over his affairs in 1991, allowing Epstein extensive control over his financial assets and various projects. Wait a second, it's a dude named Leslie? That's kind of funny. Financial expertise, particularly in tax planning. Epstein reportedly possessed unique skills in complex financial products and tax mitigation strategies. Okay, this just all sounds like fraud. Particularly with grantor retained annuity trusts, GRATs for short. This expertise allowed him to provide valuable advice that saved clients such as Leon Black significant sums in taxes and estate planning, leading to substantial fees for Epstein. Investments and properties. Beyond his client fees, Epstein invested in hedge funds and accumulated a substantial portfolio of properties, including his New York City mansion, a private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Epstein Island, and other properties in Florida, New Mexico, and France, and then connections to the elite. His wealth and associations with influential figures across business, politics, and royalty undoubtedly helped him attract new clients and expand his network, further contributing to his financial standing. So that kind of doesn't answer my question. He's getting money for charging super rich people fees to get for saving them taxes, but how does he have this network to begin with? Like, I'm very lost. I need to watch some documentary on this shit. I honestly do. It's crazy to me. How's the AI overview just telling me some bullshit? It's like saying, like, how did LeBron get rich? He's getting paid $100 million because he signed to the Lakers. Okay, but like, how did he sign to the Lakers? Like, what does he even do? What is the Lakers? It's just like, it doesn't answer any of those questions. It's completely void.
Have you guys gone over all the video that's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what takes so much damn time.
Did Jeffrey Epstein himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Like, is that just what, like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That to me is what compromise, like, being compromised looks and sounds like.
You're working through that right now with the Department of Justice in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a side when you see one, and that's what that was.
Dan Bongino after becoming deputy director of the FBI.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file.
The Epstein files. What's the answer to that?
The answer to that is the same as everything else. I'm not going to withhold information from the American public ever.
I mean, I just feel like he might also be the person being withheld information. Like, is there not some universe where this guy actually is telling us everything he knows, but everything he knows is not the actual truth? Like, that could be the case. It could be the case that he is just fucking lying. I mean, there's just so many layers to this, you know?
But I'm also not going to rush to get it out there.
Fucking brother, it's been what, November 4th he won the election. We're July 10th.
In a format in which they can't rely on it. So on the Epstein matter or any other matters, we are diligently working on that. And it takes time to go through years of investigations, years of political maneuvering, and years of cover-up to get the American people what they deserve. And that's what I'm going to give them. And you're going to get the video of the cell.
Are we?
And you're going to see for yourself.
I also think, oh man, maybe this is a stretch, but like we are now at a time in history where AI technology is the best it will ever get. So I might be, this might be conspiracy brained, but is it not hard to believe that the government might fake something using the sharpest AI technology combined with the sharpest video editing to make a video that does not exist to paint a narrative that is fake? I don't know. I would never say something like that.
Do have video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire. However, the video does show in that specific block that he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards going to basically check on him, come back. You'll see no one.
The camera's turned off, chat.
Really comes out in that bay, in that area, than him. There's no one in there. When you combine that with the other evidence where we will be releasing in the coming weeks, we're still.
If they're going to use AI, I don't think they would cut a minute out. Wait, hold on. If they were going to use AI, I don't think they would cut a minute out on the timestamp.
Finalizing some of the products, I think it's pretty clear.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11.
I mean, why?
Hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey.
Doesn't that even make that like even more convincing to the public?
Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, but perhaps
they'll believe the stuff that isn't cut out.
Perhaps the biggest bombshell. Investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh my God. People who are in power using their power to get off scot-free. Wow. Oh my God, really? The people who did business with Epstein and probably touched children are not going to go to jail because they've used their power to protect themselves? Imagine my Shah. I have to fart.
Allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the staff?
Yeah, sure. If could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest.
I'm not even going to lie to you. This is the Hassan, there's a genocide happening right now argument to deflect all criticism against them. You can't make fun of, or sorry, you can't criticize me and the bad shit I've done because there's a genocide happening. I mean, it's like such flawed logic, and that unfortunately is that's what Trump's using right now. He's like, hey, there's worse stuff happening, so you can't talk about this particular thing.
Success and also
it's still pertinent. Like no one's saying, hey, yeah, we shouldn't talk about like the horrible accidents or whatever's happening in Texas because of Jeffrey Epstein. You know, they're not mutually exclusive. I mean,
tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
Anyway, that's the video posted by CoffeeZilla. I'm going to give that a thumbs up because I think it shows that there's definitely some sort of conflict of interest happening. Like, we're not getting some sort of, full account of what happened, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It makes me sad. It makes me sad to see that. At the end of the day, I hope we get more info about that, and that's all I can really say.